wisdom is more than just a sum of information, a list of things to be done to achieve something in our lives. No, it's a setup upon which our hearts and minds operate. Wisdom is not difficult to possess when we really understand that the readiness and alertness of our hearts are to be practiced. Then, wisdom becomes very simple to practice daily, to see and understand how God works in our lives and in the whole world. People sometimes say, "Show me your friends, and I tell you who you are." Meaning that there is a great chance that your circle of friends, the people you spend the time with, is somehow a reflection of your very self. And if someone would make such a statement about me, I think my first reaction would probably be that it sounds an exaggeration. But when I listen to it again and again and I think about my own life, I think there is something to it. And not only the people, but also the books, places, opinions, all those things which make an impression on me, when I give them a lot of space and time in my life, when they root deep inside of me, they start affecting my judgment, my opinions, my views. And that's why I guess our parents used to tell us to choose our friends wisely. Otherwise, getting into the wrong kind of company could affect our life decisions, causing all sorts of issues. And so, all those experiences from our lives, from our past, can be summarized today in one word, I think: learning. And indeed, we do learn our whole lives. We get all sorts of information about what's important and what's trivial, what is good and sometimes what is bad. But the way we think nowadays often revolves around our personal gain. We learn how to make life pleasant and satisfying for oneself. And don't get me wrong, personal satisfaction is also very important in life. But often there is a great emphasis in this world on the satisfaction of oneself, sometimes making life very egocentric. We can see it everywhere now, beginning with the social media, which is a part of our lives, which affects the lives of so many, where a large number of people fall into this trap of fake fame, dreaming of being like those online influencers, having thousands and thousands of followers and showing the most expensive products which some company just sent them in exchange for free marketing ads, I think. Then, even though many of these people speak a lot and we can see it, we can observe it, I'm quite sure we can't learn much from there. And that is why we have to remind ourselves that the worldly way of learning things is not necessarily the Christian way of learning. And when we turn today to the first reading from the book of wisdom exactly, we hear this beautiful praise of wisdom found by those who look for her. And the value of wisdom is personified here in the Bible, is presented in a human form as a beautiful woman. And as such, as a wise woman, wisdom waits for anyone ready to listen, but who is slow to speak. And so the Bible challenges us today. We read in the first reading, "Watch for her eagerly, and you will have no trouble. You will find her sitting at your gates." The very same thing we hear in today's Gospel, in the story of the 5 virgins. We read, 5 of them were foolish and 5 sensible. The foolish ones did take their lamps, but they brought no oil, whereas the sensible ones took flasks of oil as well as their lamps. So wisdom presented today in the readings throughout the Bible is more than just some sum of information, a list of things which have to be done to achieve something. No, it's an attitude, it's a setup upon which our minds, our hearts operate. I love this quote from the first reading: "Watch for her early, and you will have no trouble. You will find her at your gates." Here we have it. It is a clear requirement of how to attain wisdom in our lives, how to make sure that our flasks are full, that our lamps are ready. It's more than just an early routine, although, by the way, it is beneficial for health and for overall well-being. But wisdom is not difficult to possess when we understand that the readiness and the alertness of our hearts are to be practiced. And then it becomes very simple to live God's wisdom daily, to see and to understand how God works in our lives and in the world. Then we do understand God as our Father who is caring for us. And then we can clearly see other people as His children, and thus offering them this dignity and forgiveness which God offers us first. This great saint of the Church, Saint Thomas Aquinas, one of the greatest theologians of the Church, who wrote thousands of pages on God and on faith, wrote nothing more at the last months of his life. Allegedly, he received a personal revelation that affected his heart so much that he said, "I can write no more. I have seen things that make my writings like a straw." He simply relied on the Lord, staying ready and staying alert. And that silence of heart, that stillness of heart, opens us to the light which comes from above. And that openness, that readiness, that stillness, this awaiting, that's the beginning of our Christian wisdom. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my Sunday sermon, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to share it with others. God bless you.